Hello? Oh, this one works. Hi friends! Happy New Year! Are we still saying that? I guess not. It's the 18th. We should stop. I know Michael Barrow, super handsome and very exciting to be here. And we're going to do market stats today, which is our favorite meeting of the month. Broker Bridget. Oh my God, you three can't sit together. Break it up. Lisa, Michael, and Bridget. I don't know. All right. If anyone is still outside the room, please wander this way. Thank you, Eric. And now if you weren't in before, you have to come and get a weird, awkward seat in the middle, because everybody who came in early took the edge or the back.
Good spots though.
All right. It's that moment where you look around and realize how many tops of the heads you see, because everyone's cell phones are so important. And totally, I don't mind that at all. That's how you make your money, as Mark King told us last week in Steel Beach. So it's just funny to see who's doing what. Happy January, happy Wednesday, happy first market stats of the year. And let's just get started by welcoming our new faces to the crowd. We have Caitlin Jones. Look at them, even in order. Kaylee Harrigan. Ivan Contreras. Am I still on? Oh my gosh. Mia. Alsavia. And Carlos Serrano. They're all new to Metro. And I know we have in the room, oh wait, where'd she go? Christine Connolly for signature.
She went to get headshots.
She went to get headshots. Okay, well she's here and that matters. And those are our welcomes for the week. And then we have some new faces in the room. So I'm glad to start the year off. I know it's like already past the middle of the month, but I still feel like it's the beginning of the month. So let's just go with that. With an in-person, a potluck, a gathering, so that everyone who hasn't seen each other in a long time, we get together and say hi, and new friends and new faces. So we got a lot. So let's jump right to upcoming trainings and events. Evie?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just going to go over it. We have Stephen's hybrid language of real estate in person. So if you want to take his training here in the space tomorrow at 8:30. If you can't make it, it will be available via Zoom as well. That's at 8:30. Following right after at 9:30 is our Nick, Director of Tech. Learn how to leverage your website with consumers. So that's on Zoom for 30 minutes from 9:30 till 10. Also for next week, Movement Mondays is back on the schedule with our dear Eddie and Matt from Movement Mortgage via Zoom at 9 o'clock. They're going over Mortgage 101 on Monday. And then we are being kicked off by our dear Sarah for our Ignite 2.0 series. We're starting that next week. Schedules will be posted today. So come in. That is in person from 1 to 4, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
Thanks, Evie. And I want to make a clear invitation announcement about the Monday session of Ignite Day 1 that I kick off. It is open to everyone, whether you intend to attend all the Ignite sessions or not. Session 1 is really about your mindset in the market that we're in right now and facing your career and all these great things. So for a brand new agent, yes, you've never heard it before and it's new and it's great. I don't know about anybody in the room who might need a mindset adjustment or to be reminded of what's most important, but if that's you, you're also invited to come on Monday in person. We're going to be doing like 6 personal perspectives bits, lots of great stuff. So consider yourself invited right now. Anybody want to do a bucket fill in the room? We haven't done that in the room with so many people around. Melinda.
I would like to say thank you to MJ. She's been amazing bringing in my new assistant and getting me adjusted to the office and everything like that. She's been so helpful and a great attitude. Plus, I also know she's been through a lot with the lock changes. You guys go easy on her. It's not her fault. So.
Woohoo! Way to go, MJ!
She can hear it from the other Yeah, it's not easy to make changes, y'all, and we do the best, but sometimes there's bumps. We'll get through it. Anybody else?
Sarah, can I do a quick congratulations to Emmanuel and lovely bride? Congratulations to you. And I also wanted to do a congratulations to Russ. He did his world champion dancing competition, I believe, this past weekend. Congratulations.
That was first place in the world. I mean, that's a major deal. So congratulations. And yeah, Emmanuel and Lydia had a secret surprise her married amazingness happened last week. So we'll be celebrating that coming up soon. I'm like, should I jump right to Eric? I should. Okay, so we have what many of you all know as the sharpest guy around, Eric Gilman, in our office today. Who uses Eric's services in the office for their clients, right? So I just want to be clear, those are a lot of the top producers in the room right now are the hands you saw go up. So Eric is, and I told him I'm not going to make him give away any knives today. That happened last time. But he is one of the top humans in the world for this company. He is a published author. His story is amazing. His mindset is on point. And he always shows up with culture and timely topics for our agents to pour into you and share what's important for your clients. So let's hear it for Eric. I'm gonna be your mic stand or
Oh, you got it. I'm good.
Okay.
You rock. What a great intro. Thank you, Sarah. High five. Throw it up. Love it. It is awesome to be here with you all for this kickoff stats meeting of the year. For those of you haven't had the chance to meet yet, which is you, I'm the sharpest guy you know. And we're going over stats today. I was driving over here. I was thinking, well, a lot of you have heard what I do, but I thought we'd start with like a story or two for the year of why. Again, raise your hand if you've used our gifts or have one in your home. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Look around the room. Look at all the sexy and intelligent people with their hands up. And why the number one team in the office and the top producing coach in the office have continued to use us year after year. And so for those of you who don't know the what, it's really quite simple. We take a super high quality, 100% American made. Seriously, everything about it, even the box, is made in the United States. Has been since 1949. It's like the Rolls Royce of the kitchen, and we custom engrave it with your name, your logo, your tag on it. We put it in the most used room in the entire household, which is what? The bedroom, baby. I'm a young guy. We need our sleep, right? No, it's the center point of the home. So you can end up being like one of my clients who called me the Monday after Thanksgiving. And it's the most satisfying part of my job to get phone calls like this, because this is truly what we're trying to do. Is not just sell knives and change lives, but we're in the business of staying top of mind. Are we not? Yes or yes? Yes. Right? And as much as we hate to admit it, people aren't sitting around talking about their real estate agent or their loan officer or their knife guy as much as we'd like to think that they are, until we give them the opportunity to. So I get called on Monday after Thanksgiving. It's a realtor up in North County. She goes, Eric, I need to place an order for some more knives. I'm out, but you're never going to believe what happened on Thanksgiving. And I already kind of know where it's going. But I'm like, tell me all about it. She goes, I got 2 phone calls from 2 different clients who I've given the gifts out to. And he goes, Aaron, we love you so much. You wouldn't believe we're all sitting around talking about these knives. We're using them to cut the turkey. We're having a blast. And Aaron, I have someone you want to meet. Both those calls ended in referrals. Right? How is the gift you're giving, or how is the way you're appreciating people representing that lifetime relationship? Wine, gift cards, champagne, they're just gone, right? And then the other one is you give these gifts to someone, and you don't just say, hey, here's a super high quality knife, have a nice life. That didn't even mean to rhyme, but that's just how it goes. No, we have a gift giving script. We say, Judy, this is the first piece of Cutco we're giving you. Our team is looking forward to building up your set over time, simply by allowing us to help with your friends and family in real estate. So you can end up like my other buddy, Josh, who has this story he gives all the time. He goes, I got this one client, because once you get someone a couple nights, you give them a block, like a big wood block, and you say, I'm going to fill this up over time. And she calls up and he goes, Josh, I've got another referral for you. But I just want to let you know, it's not because I love you so much, it's because I want the next night for my set. And how does it represent that lifetime relationship? So I want to wrap it up, tell you kind of how it works. I put him on the spot. I told him I was going to do it. Carl, you've been giving out our gifts forever. What's like something you like about it, or why do you keep giving them out, or what do you hear back about it from clients? I'll take 3 questions.
One of my favorite things is anytime I go to my client's house, they pull the knives out to show me that they still have them, they still have them. I sold Cutco in 2003, and I still have the knives. and they're still sharp as hell. And I ended up buying the rest of the set that Eric put together for my wife as a gift for her for Christmas. So they're absolutely wonderful gift. They're super long lasting. It's very, very highly impressionable. And one of the things I like most, sorry for going longer, is that they have a very, very large variety of knives. So you don't have to be intimidated by like specialty knives or anything they have. Like if they are high level cook, then he has everything they need. But if they're not, like me, and they're only good at like making toast and peanut butter and jelly, they have knives for us. So,
Give a round of applause. And I could go on and on with stories all day, but I want to respect the meeting time and get it going. And Ashley did tell me to pull this one out up here. We have everything ranging from pocket knives, kitchen knives, to K-Bar, hunting, sporting, outdoor knives. Cutco owns K-Bar.
That's scary.
It's pretty sweet. So the way the program works, we ship you out a supply of gifts to have on hand for the year. Minimum order is 6. We bill everything over 6 months, interest-free automatically, so it's just easy on cash flow. So I'm going to pass a couple of them around. Take a look at the engravings on the plate. I'm going to do a drawing here at the end of the meeting, so pull out a card.
He is going to get
I brought free Cutco anyway, because the only thing in the whole world better than Cutco is
Free Cutco.
I love it here. Free Cutco, exactly. So pull out a card. If you don't have one, let me know. You can write it on something else. I'll stick around, obviously, to the end of the meeting. And the last thing is I always like to reward people for taking action on things I know they might want to do eventually anyway. I have a massive goal for the year, because I hope everybody has a BHAG. My goal is to help out 556 people this year, and that breaks down to I want to help at least, we've got a big crew today, so I'm going to go 4. How many people do I want to help?
4.
Cool. First four people who come see me after the meeting, I'm personally going to buy you $150 of free Cutco in addition to any quantity discount. You need to order, reorder, anything like that. Pass these bad boys around, stick your cards in the box. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your SMP family for another year, and excited to kick butt in 2023, and I hope everyone has a super sharp rest of your day.
Don't touch the blade.
Oh, and anyone who orders today, I'll also give you a signed copy of the book I wrote.
Oh my God. Wow.
Proper reaction.
Let's hear it for Eric. I love that. You're giving away the goods, even though I didn't ask you to. All right, y'all, moving right along. We have some. Alicia, did you say you're going to come up and do it, or am I doing it for you? Okay, so we have our coaching spotlight to shine on. We have the lovely Vandora Paulden, who closed her escrow on her own listly. And Vandora is a military family that was based with us here, so they've actually been moved to Maryland. So she is still a referral agent with our office and is now based in Maryland. So if you need any Maryland help, I'm really working on Maryland factor. I don't know whose accent that is. Maryland help. Vandora can help you. And then we have another from Team Alicia. Sam and Yanni have joined the growth program. So they're doing that next level coaching. And from Team Deborah, Eric Robinson opened escrow on his listing in growth. Congratulations, all of y'all. And now, without further ado, who from Movement Mortgage is going to come up and talk today? Is it you?
I think I'm the only one. You guys are screwed. I don't need that. I just wanted to remind you guys on Monday we're back to doing Movement Mondays. Sorry we took this week off. It was a holiday. We're going to be doing Mortgage 101 during Movement Mondays, and I have figured out how to record and post on YouTube. So I know
It's very impressive.
millennial, which I'm not. So yeah, hopefully you guys can join, and even the experienced folks in the room. A refresher can't hurt, promise you. We're going to be going over some of the new guidelines and so forth that they put into place this year. So it'll be Monday, 9 a.m. Evie will put out the link, I'm sure. I'll email everybody as well. And if anybody has any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out. I'm going to just give my time to Ashley because I want to listen to this.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Movement Mortgage, for being such great partners in, not crime, don't do that, partners in amazingness together. And I have a quick moment. Raise your hand if you are going to be in Anaheim for family reunion in February. Jacqueline, raise your hand. Yep. Okay, so Family Reunion is our annual Keller Williams conference. It's the biggest one in February, not the one in Austin in August, so let's just get that right for a second. If you ever look around and you think, I want to go to that thing, but I don't want to fly to Florida or New Orleans or Dallas or all the other places it happens to happen, where is it in a month from today? Anaheim. So you can go for part of it. You don't have to fly. You can share a room with somebody. You guys can. You can do whatever you need to do. My point is this, it's our 40th birthday of the company, anniversary, birthday, either way, we're 40 this year. And yes, we're still the #1 in the world and all the things. And more importantly than that, what Gary keeps telling us in the room, and what Mark King and Jason Abrams told us last week in Seal Beach, was that there's so much coming out and being announced that they have. Normally they're like trickling out little bits over time, right? And if anybody has been part of the technology experience, that hasn't maybe served us at the highest level over the past 3 or 4 years. Yes, I was a solo agent, Laving Command in 2017. And so we're doing it differently now. And now we're just making it work, and things just work, and they do magical things, and they're going to start sharing and telling and showing in person at the event. That in addition, there are also, all the breakouts are already announced. So state of the company, state of the country, economics, technology, how to stay ahead.
Bridget on a panel.
Bridget Potterton is on a panel speaking this year, y'all. Thank you, Michael Byron. Not riches through bitches. She said riches through niches, in case anybody wasn't sure. There's lots of potential there for more. My point is this, and then I'll be right on time to hand it over to Ashley. There's going to be a lot of goodness, and I can't explain it. If you've never been, you can't explain it in words what it is. If you haven't learned how to network with other agents from around the country, do you guys know that people move to San Diego on purpose all the time? Yeah. Right? And sometimes they move out of it, and either way there's a referral to happen. And when you go and make a partnership with someone and you met them in person, it's way different than online, and then you have that referral relationship. And then you're getting business, and then suddenly you have like a tax write-off, because I'm not a CPA, but it is. And you have money that you're making, and you're expanding your world, and you're changing your life. So don't go because I said to, but go because you look around the room and see all these amazing people who are going and taking the time to invest in their business and grow their world. And there's going to be a lot coming out in the tech. There's going to be a lot. There's retargeting. Hello. There's amazing things. Is your hand up?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Tuesday, January 24th, before Family Reunion. If you're going, we got word of a lot of the things that are coming out. Come see me. I'm running a workshop so that I can start to help you get people or get more people into your command system before you go hear about that. January 24th, 1 p.m. here, in person only, because I want to make sure you have at least 200 so these things all work for you when you go to Family Reunion. So come see me January 24th, and I just posted all of the affinity group links. If you want to go meet with one of the KW affinity groups while you're at Family Reunion, that's on our Facebook page. Check those links.
Yes, all of those things too. We'll go on for days about why it's important. Just it is. So.
Can I add something real quick?
Yes,
And
Lisa.
that is, you know, if you guys haven't been to these big KW events, the power of our referral networks and networking with other agents is better than any other company that you could ever go to. I have a closing this month in Virginia, and I have a closing this month in France. And that is from, you know, just being part of these events, networking with people, and, you know, the offering that you have for your clients, whether it's locally, nationally, globally, that's yours to be a part of and to have that offering for them. So that's a big part of what comes out of these meetings.
I love that. Thank you. Because it's those testimonials that matter way more than my mom who is up here. Okay, and without further ado, let's have it for Ashley.
Thank you. Hey everybody. It's been fun today. So many faces I haven't seen for a long time, and I don't like being away from you guys for 2 months, 3 months at a time. It's good energy. All right, who has not been to Family Reunion? Keep your hand up if you're planning on going. Okay, I think we need to do a Zoom, just on a prep, what do you do? Because it's an overwhelming event, yes? For those of us. If you go in without a plan, you're gonna be hosed. So, it's a lot. There's a lot going on. So, we will put that, yes, Evie?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so 3 months from today, you all are gonna be avoiding that.
Hell yeah.
My tax day is really October 18th, usually, is the extension. But 90 days from today, some of us might have to write a big check. Why would I put that up there? Go sell some houses.
Yeah.
What you're doing today is going to show up in terms of your income around that time. I would much rather be celebrating with you that you can pay that tax bill than commiserating with you because you owe them a lot of money and you don't have it. Bridget, I'm running a panel every union, so we can be nervous together.
We need to hear what your panel is.
Leverage.
Leverage.
Yeah.
Leverage.
Niches and bitches or something.
We're
All right. We need to laugh, so keep it going. Look what happened with the numbers last year, guys. So the numbers are pulled through the end of December. And if you look at this and study this presentation closely, since now we have 12 months of data, you will see that through June last year, we were still in a really rocking market. 2020, 2021 were the two best years in real estate in the United States that you will ever see. And the first half of 2022 was the same. And then the brakes went on. Did anybody feel that? Yeah. So we ended the year just off 30% behind 2021 in terms of sold units, 29.8%. And all of that was lost in the second half of the year. Now, interesting, look how few listings. We took 14.94% fewer listings than the year prior. So even though our sales activity has slowed down, so has the listing activity, which is why we still have a massive inventory shortage. We had a conversation earlier today, I won't point out with who, but they just put a $400,000 listing on the market. How quickly do you think it went?
2 days.
No, it didn't last that long. So we're still in a weird market. We've talked about canceled, withdrawn, and expired properties. Never really had to think about that until last year. We haven't looked at those numbers since probably 2012. But the reality is they peaked in July and August because that was when people were realizing interest rates were having a massive impact. So if they listed, because they thought they'd get $150,000 over asking, they may have pulled off. That leveled out a little bit and then spiked up again in December. Okay, so as of today, take this one in. Compared to December, look where we are for existing inventory. I heard the sound effects. 743 houses available under $1 million in all of San Diego County. Essentially 50 miles north to south and here to Tucson. 945 over $1 million. So what's that total, roughly? 1,650 total houses available in the county of San Diego. How many buyers do you think are out there right now?
More than that.
Peggy says more than that. By a few multiples, probably. There's condos. If you because in all of San Diego County, there's 173
What
where I could see how many attached and detached condos are. Last week, or the first weekend of January, so that was the last week, 2 weeks ago, we had an increase in inventory, which isn't shocking. But then this week, we had a decrease in inventory, which is actually really concerning to me.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what your take on, it was only like, I think 3.25%. That's small, but what?
We did not consult each other in the making of this slide. I don't know, I think if you've been in the business a while, we kind of prep sellers that we should come on the first week of the month because that probably happened. And then there wasn't a huge, look how far we are behind last year. That's significant. Now, what does that mean? It just means it's gonna be competitive for your buyers for the existing inventory. And if you're a seller, I'd go on the market right now. If you're waiting, what are you waiting for? The next price or next interest rate hike? It's coming again, right, Eddie? We're gonna at least
25 basis points should be, but they're pumping the brakes, but at least it's not smashing the brakes anymore.
True, but we know where interest rates are going. So if I'm gonna sell, let me list now. Not wait until that window.
It's already baked in.
Right.
So anytime, like now that they're actually low.
Well, we know that, but as a seller, I want to use this and go,
yes,
you got nobody to compete with right now. You're gonna be as close to naming as your price as you're gonna get this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about properties in all price ranges? Still getting low ball offers.
So Judy says she's got property in all price ranges and you're still getting low ball offers. That's gonna happen just because we have an increased days on market and there are more vultures out there. You guys know we're trying to sell the building, right? We're on the market. We're at 8.8 million. We got an offer for 5.4. We didn't even look at it. So they're all out there. Does that mean you have to sell them? No. Okay. You might be a little overpriced, maybe a little bit. We'll see when we get to median time on market. So 2020, 21, 22 compared with, this is the full number of properties brought to market at each price point. Let that sink in. You are experiencing the absolute evaporation of an entry-level market in San Diego. It's pretty much gone. Our entry level now is literally 550 to 600. No matter if you're buying a condo or a house.
This kind of stuff happened with Coronado before. This kind of stuff happened.
So Eddie said this happened in Coronado before. Yes, but this has gone so fast and so high. Our average, and I've said this, our average house in San Diego will never be below $1 million again. It just won't. It's gone too far above that. We would have to have a significant rise in inventory, which you know we're not going to have, in order to have that happen. Because if we have, how many total houses on the market right now? 1,600? Let's say there's, 10,000 buyers looking in the entire county. Supply and demand. Prices aren't going to recede very much. They might a little. They already have a little, but it's a flip. The solds follow the same lines as the listings. Those numbers are way, way off. So I also want to say the contrast is extreme because we came off such a good 2020 and 2021. And the prices helped us. Obviously, prices ran up, so you could have sold fewer units and made more money. This year, it's going to expose a lot of that because the overall number of solds is probably going to be 30 to 40% behind last year. So there's fewer units, prices have leveled off, the volume is not going to help save you. You need to go get your unfair share of the units available. So those are your active houses. So significantly less than 100 houses available under $600,000. It is so stupid, yeah.
What do you think we're gonna see more new construction?
Where?
Up the center.
So, okay, so let's spend a couple minutes there. Yeah, there are some outlying areas that we will see some. We have very few vacant acres that aren't already entitled. The challenge is, where do those builders need to bring the homes in terms of pricing? Their margins have really shrunk. So when you see nationwide, builders have pulled back immensely because the existing inventory they had, they've reduced the prices on. So they're trying to make sense of building any more units. Something I learned in December because of this, I've always thought this building, by the way, we could go up to 7 stories here. The location is awesome. It is totally zoned for residential. So somebody could put a condo tower here, no problem, and do pretty well. But the cost to work with the city to get that done doesn't make it pencil out. And something happened this year, I don't know the details on it, but something went into effect in 2023 that increased that redevelopment cost by anywhere from 25 to 30%. So even though we know we need the residential development, the government doesn't move fast.
When you say increase, that's costs from the city?
Yeah. So for retrofitting, I don't know the details. Our commercial broker does, but they brought that to me. I went, oh my, because we had a development company looking at it, and then when you did that cost analysis, that doesn't make any sense at this point. All right, here, how about condos? What, 87 over $1.5 million. About 55 under 400,000. So again, our entry-level market has eroded. It's evaporated.
Plus, and going back to that conversation you guys were just having about the builders, if you take a look at it, like they need to be charging $600,000 a lease minimum to like break even, right? So if it's anything less than that, they won't build it. So what they started doing was, you see all these apartment buildings going up now, and all these rentals. Think about it. When you can get $3,000, $4,000 for a 2-3 bedroom. I mean,
So is that gonna reduce some of the demand if there's more renters?
So the question is, will our sales demand go down because there's more rental units? I don't think so.
vacancy still what, 2-3%?
Yeah, it's too competitive because I would love, maybe we can work on it. I would say for most people, it's still cheaper to buy than rent in San Diego. Because what do you get for $3,000 renting?
I got a one-bedroom condo on the market if you guys want.
One bedroom condo on the market. Evie, when you guys had your apartment up in off 54th Aero Squadron,
Yeah,
one bedroom,
2 bedrooms.
it was small, like 700 square feet.
Oh, yeah.
And how much was it?
But those are pushing 3 too. They're like
So I just
29
rented my little 2-bedroom, 1-bath bungalow house in Normal Heights with no garage for $3,600.
I mean,
So will the demand go down? I don't know if it'll go down. We're still going to be having way more demand than we have supply. Keep going. And this is one of the slides that can help you with that, by the way. Our absorption rates went back up, meaning compared to what's coming to market, we're going off market almost as fast. Other than $1 million and over, everywhere else we're 70% absorption rate right now. So demand is still there. So when you hear people saying, oh, the market slowed, the demand has not slowed down. The people coming to market has slowed down.
Can you repeat that? So the absorption rate is including the off-market properties that are selling? No.
No, this is literally just what's put on the MLS as a new listing versus what has sold closed escrow in that month.
Oh, okay.
So,
Like
yeah,
within
if
a
we,
month.
yeah, within a
Okay.
month. If we included that, whew, and that's over the whole year. So even though the market cooled off, quote unquote, in July, the absorption rate didn't because the demand is still there.
so when you look at absorption rates, you're looking at the same month, but wouldn't it be in contract with prior?
Yes, it would be, but because now, if I do this just for January, that's not going to give you a good, view. But this is now 12 months of data, so if I could do it a rolling 12 months constantly, yeah. New listings, all-time low.
No big deal.
That was December.
That was December, and I showed you that slide when Bridget asked, where are we in January comparatively? Lower, and we're usually higher. Usually people go, oh, we'll wait till after the first of the year, and then we'll spike up. I was holding my breath hoping for that. It ain't happening. Unless they're waiting until the last week of January. Actives, not an all-time low, but hovering. And that was the end of December. Right now, it's lower than that. So I put the language on here just because you will see this in some of the marketing stuff SDA puts out. Inventory is up 56%. Oh my God, the sky is falling. Condos are up 70%. If you just hear that and you're a seller, what do you think? Nothing's selling.
Yeah,
Inventory is building up. It's almost doubled. But what's the reality when you look at the numbers?
We had 1,200 homes on the market in January of 2022.
And is it more than last year? Yeah, but we're talking about a really small number. So we've got to be able to translate that for people. So my point there was, it's really deceiving. It's really deceiving. And when people want to sell with fear, that's what they use. Pendings. Well, guess what? They're going to follow. They're going to follow what has come to market. Where is it? It's lower than it has been in any prior December back to 2018. Which means January closings will be lower than anywhere back to 2018. Now, I had said this, I think in September or October, that I feel like we're just normalizing. Like 2020 shouldn't have happened, 2021 shouldn't have. We're just back to 2018 levels. I had no data for that, I just felt it. Now we've got the data for it. And we're at least starting the year at 2018 levels. And gosh, how many of you were in real estate in 2018? And you're still here. You could survive a year that has not historic highs. And results, again, this month will be lower than that. Median sales price. What do you see? We're going way backwards in price?
Way back. So far back.
When you take a year-over-year average over the last 4 years on houses, we still have appreciated 9.6%. Now, if something happened and you had to buy and sell in the same year last year, you might have taken a bath. But that's not what we do in real estate. We don't advise people to buy for a year, right?
Something I've been thinking about recently is we peaked in April for single families and in May for condos.
I hope that was a balloon.
Not so much. And we were in such a crazy market that, I mean, people
Not
were way
sustainable.
overbidding for everything.
Sure.
We're now 12 to 13% off those highs. So we're probably going to start seeing the first, up until like June, year-over-year numbers are going to look.
They're going to go backwards, for sure. But they're normalizing.
Yeah.
And most of us who were in that frenzy were like, this is stupid. Tell your clients, well, you gotta bid whatever you gotta bid. I mean, we were making jokes. I'll put your kid through college, right?
Yeah.
Do you all remember?
Yeah.
We knew that wasn't sustainable. That's what you had to do to get in the game in that moment of time. Are they gonna lose 10 or 20%? I don't think so.
Well, I think the fight that we're going to have is that the media is going to start reporting these January, February, March, April, May numbers as these huge decreases in value.
Well, even when it's not true, go back to that one, even when it's, I mean, yes, it's true, but that is not, that's, I'm trying to think of a non-judgmental word. It's a really unfair message that the media would take, and it's going to be worse. Absolutely, because that's what makes people turn the TV channel to your station.
Well, and I think the story that we need to tell is we're only 12 to 13% off the peak of the craziest market we've ever had, and now we're leveling.
We're normalizing, and still, over any longer-term period of time, the trajectory is still up. And the demand, we've got to be good at explaining, the demand is what's going to drive that.
because you've got 5 or 6 or 7 buyers still for everything available we have out there.
So like when people say I don't know what to say to my clients and don't know what the phone call is and don't know how to touch my sphere and bring value, that is the value in the conversation. Is if they're thinking about anything in the world of real estate, the media is confusing them and making them think that they should make one decision when you, as their agent, can consult them on the right decision for them based on statistics, not based on headlines.
I think another point to be mindful of is that media, when they're pulling data nationally in most cases. Understanding these numbers relative to here is going to put things into perspective. We are not Austin, we are not Phoenix, we are not Boise, we're not Seattle, where massive amounts of people move to for lower cost of living when this whole at-home work thing happened. And then what's happening there? Well, the incomes, the median income for the original residents can't uphold those prices. So they're plummeting down the shitter. And that's how this national effect. And so the media is going to report the negative stuff. It's extremely advantageous to understand the specifics of our area and how we are not different from the rest of the country, or how we are.
But I think we also need to be able to educate them on how the media is putting this in.
Oh, for sure. You can't be scared of this conversation. Yeah. And I would go even further, Carl, and say it's not advantageous. It's what you have to do as a professional realtor. You have to. If you don't understand this stuff, I'll take a call anytime to go into it deeper. It's your job to be able to educate people who are considering selling and buying real estate. And is there anywhere else that you go to watch the news to get educated on something?
No.
Then why do we allow the media to educate our clients? Our voice should be the loudest one. It's why we spend the time to put this together for you guys. All right, so the average, well, yeah, it came down a little bit. Oh my gosh. We only saw 0.3% appreciation year over year, and a whole 2.9% depreciation on condos. What people still made money over the 2-year period. It's a blip. If you saw what this looked like in 2008 and 9 in terms of values, then we really lost value. We are not. There's nothing that supports that in our current fact-based world. Median market time is up. This looks crazy, but 26 and 23 days on the market is not a lot. Only in comparison to when it was at a low of 8 and 7 days.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, on the last slide, you had year over year, not peak to trough, right?
Say it again?
You had year over year appreciation.
Not peak to trough, yeah.
Okay.
So
I showed that might help these guys out with showing what.
So the two numbers here that I'm showing are December of 2021 versus December 2022. I didn't compare June to December because we'll compare June to June when June gets here.
Sure.
If you look at that, isn't there always a roller coaster throughout the year? A little bit of one. Why? Because there's less demand in every market I know of in the third and fourth quarter. Fourth and first quarter. Fourth and fifth quarter.
They're gonna hear, like, the news that's gonna come out is gonna talk about.
Oh, they'll go peak to trough. Why?
Because it's gonna scare the crap out of people.
They want to scare people. We need to calm people. All right, so market time's up. So Judy, if you've got a property and it is on the market without an accepted offer longer than 26 days, it's time for a price correction. That's all it means. It means half of the properties on the market are going into escrow 26 days or less, and half are over that. So if you are on the market and other properties have sold while you've been on the market, 72 sold, as the program tells us, buyers are rejecting you. So get the price down. Months supply. So if inventory is built up, oh my God, it's 70% higher than it was last year, and we still have 1.1 months, or 1.3 months. And this is in January. Where do you think that number is going to be in February, in March, in April, when we do start to see more activity? We're going to be back down to 2 and 3 weeks of inventory. We won't have a month. Average list price compared to sales price, again, only in relation to the insanity of 107%. which was absolute buyer frenzy. 96 to 97% is pretty good. So you're good at pricing if that's what you're getting. At 107%, listing appointments were literally, I don't know, what do you think you should try to get? Sounds good to me, we might as well try. First offer comes in 300,000 over, woohoo!
A genius.
It sounds so funny now, but it's what we live through. I mean, let's get commentary, because I know we have people who have not been in the business even a year. What was that like? Seasoned agents who were representing buyers in that environment, what was it like?
No.
How effective could you be?
Mr. Buyer had 100,000 more to offer.
Maybe. Bridget, you had one. How high over did your highest one go?
$1 million over asking. $1 million.
Where do you live?
Up the hill from my neighbor.
But it depends on how it's priced too, because some agents were, even in that market, were pricing low, so they could brag about getting $47.
Well, and that's what makes it 107. But you had one that was in the 2 millions that went like 600,000 over.
Yeah, it was, we offered, my client didn't get it, we offered 300,000 over list, and we lost it by somebody going 500,000 over list, no appraisal.
Well, and that's the one in my neighborhood was 2.5 to 3.5. It wasn't, they offered it for 500 going for 1.5. It was stupid money.
Yeah, I have no reason.
But they are not doing that now.
Well, so when people say, when seasoned agents go, we've been waiting for this market, it's because skill matters now. It did not matter then. It really didn't. Oh, price per square foot. So obviously that's going to follow the trend lines. Look at how much we've gained in that 4 years. Square foot of real estate in San Diego has gone up 200 something bucks a square foot. What are you laughing at?
It did get bigger. It's worth more now.
Why is it worth more now, Jacqueline?
Is there demand in low inventory?
That's it. It's really basic.
And then over here.
Raise your hand if you have a buyer right now. Keep your hand up if you have 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. So if we were to total that all up, I bet just with watching how many people kept their hands up, we've got at least 100 buyers represented in this room. At least. That's just this room. It's not even the whole brokerage. How many listings are available?
1,600.
So fairly safe to say one office in San Diego has 10% of the entire MLS demand just in one room.
What I was saying before about family reunion and the networking and referral stuff, I mean, if I had just as many people coming to San Diego as leaving San Diego, so all of that relocation stuff, it's like, it's just.
Well, and thank you for saying that, Lisa. I don't know if anybody else has gets triggered. I get triggered really easy, and I was just in Denver last week, and I love Denver, and I love teaching, and I hate it when they go, oh, everybody's leaving California. I'm like, really?
No.
My traffic pattern doesn't tell me that.
No, I had just as many people coming.
I would really like more to go. All right, so SDAR is marketing, not statistics, marketing flyers. Again, right at the top, existing home sales down month over month and falling 37.8% and 35%. Closed sales decreased 46% for detached homes and 53.9%. So if I'm a consumer and I'm just reading that, what do I think?
The sky is falling.
The sky is falling. Nobody's doing any real estate in San Diego, and the reality is that's directly related to the fact we don't have sellers coming to market. The demand is still there. We have to be so clear about that. Okay? Median sales price, so here's the deal. So let's say they're right, we cut in half the number of homes we sold. How in the world is the median price still up? There were fewer homes available to sell, and there was more demand for the fewer homes available to sell, so the prices still went up. Supply and demand. Basic economics. Next. Market-wide inventory levels were up 53.2%. You can find anything you want now. We have so much inventory. That's what that sounds like, doesn't it, Joe? Now, I kept these in. I did not update them. So these are the same numbers that I showed last month in terms of the November numbers. I didn't have December there. But this is the look back, if you can't read it, to November 04. How long ago was that?
20 years ago,
Such a math. A long time.
Oh, it's 23, just kidding.
I got in the business in 99. Chris, you got in 2005, right?
6.
2006? All right, 2005.
2006.
I know for all of you young kids, that seems like forever ago. It doesn't feel like forever ago when you're this age. But I put this here because there was a moment in time, like a lot of time, where for us to have 8,000 listings come to market in a month was our normal. And what did we have? Hey, even just November's numbers, 1908. How about actives? 25,691.
Those are bank properties.
Not yet. That was 2005.
Yeah.
Not bank owned yet.
Not 2006.
The bank owned didn't happen until 08. Now, the number of units was down. The time on market was very long because the demand was down.
6 months.
6 months to 8 months, 9 months.
Short sale.
And if you were short selling, then you got into escrow and you had to wait a year for the thing to sell.
Expired next week. Yeah. 6 month listing.
Do you remember? Isn't it kind of fun to remember what we survived? All right. Sold listings. Shh. So lowest point on record back to the beginning of our current MLS. We sold 1,331 homes in November of 2007. We did 1,653 in November, and it was fewer than that. I have to look back on the slides. It was fewer than that in December. January is going to be lower. So I predict we'll end this January lower than we've ever seen in the history of MLS. Wow, it's really honestly just information. Because the reality is there's still going to be at least 1,500 properties that sell in January. How many of those do each of you need? 3? All of them? Could you sell 1,500 units in a month? No. You need 1 to 5. Yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you do.
And I'm going to guess that you are far better prepared to go get those than 20,000 other agents in the MLS. By the way, that number is going to be way lower come March. Thank God. The numbers we heard for December, NAR lost 17,000.
Yes.
My notebook. But how
long?
was it? Because everybody kept saying that like during the pandemic and stuff. I mean, did that end up?
During the pandemic, we grew because a lot of people are now, they thought, oh, I'm going to leave my job I hate and get my real estate license.
So like Sunset, reality TV, and stuff like that, $1 million.
So it peaked. It peaked very recently. I would guess June of last year when the market started to shift and people were like, oh shit. And so NAR showed its first loss in December. I think the number was around 17,000. And I went, so what? By the end of March, that's going to be a couple 100,000 nationwide. And by the end of this year, I mean, think about it. How many people do you think in San Diego, let's just say the number we've had for years is about 28,000 realtors. How many people hold that license, pay the MLS dues just because maybe I might get one sale that's going to pay me 20 grand? A lot. But when the number of sales goes down and the probability of you tripping over a deal goes down, you may look at that $2,000 to $3,000 a year and go, yeah, maybe I won't renew this year.
The appliance realtor.
The appliance. Honestly, there's some good, I know social workers and teachers who do that. Because if a teacher closes one deal, they've made half of their annual salary. I can't blame them for doing it.
California had the highest amount of realtors per capita in the country, number 2,
But wait a
next,
minute.
next to Florida.
Can blame them a little bit, because how are they educated?
I can't blame them from their mindset.
From
No.
their mindset.
I don't think it's
right.
good for our industry.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't, if I'm them, I don't think it's a bad decision to try my luck from a financial perspective. I think it's horrible for the professionalism in the industry. But yeah, I think it is too. It's why I'm looking forward to this correction. Just know it's coming. Which, by the way, in the short term means it kind of sucks because the competition level is higher for fewer units. But given enough time, enough people will decide to move on that the competition among you guys will go down. And what's your name?
Mark Casada.
Mark just said the per capita, California's per capita realtor population is higher than any other state.
Except for Florida, but
Except
Florida
for
has reciprocity with every state, so.
Yeah. You know the joke, right?
What's that?
Can I see your DRE number, your license? If I pull you over as a cop?
No. What is it? I don't know the joke.
More people have real estate licenses than driver's licenses in the state of California. All right, average percent. I just wanted to give you the historical perspective. 96, 97% is kind of normal. It only looks bad when we ran up to 107%, which we should have never done. This is not good for the industry. Dollar volume of closed sales. So this is what I'm keeping my eye on, because it's the dollar volume of closed sales that we all get paid on. Look at peak to trough. That is peak to trough. That's significant. So the reason I shared this with you all, if this is all of San Diego County, and we went from November 2020 at a peak of $3 billion in volume sold, down to $1.2 billion in less than 2-year period. Where does this also show up? It's the volume, so that's all the sales prices. What's that directly related to? Commission dollars. So the volume is so far down, as an industry, it's not going to sustain as many companies and realtors. It can't. Unless we all went back and said, you know what, we're cutting expenses by 60%. Could you cut your personal living expenses by 60%? Then you better start working and hustling a little harder.
Start seeing more of the high brokers.
You may, I don't think you will as much. So you'll see different business models come out, but they just don't get sustainable when it's a skill-based market, which it is now.
So it's the right office to be in, right?
I'm sorry?
It's the right marketplace to be in.
I think so. And especially that $3 billion is awesome to look at, and many of us appreciated making money in it. But we forgot how really shitty it really was. Life was not good. So you might have been making money, but you had to be on 24/7. If you didn't see a house, I wish Emily Holmes was here. If you didn't see a house in the first 2 hours it was on the market, you're out. Yeah? And then you have to explain to your buyer what happened. And then you have to explain to your buyer after you offer $300,000 over asking why they didn't get it. None of that was fun. Yeah.
I just want to say 2 things. One, when Carl's talking about Ashley's talking about get ahead of all those stories before they come out, and when they do come out, make your videos, put your messaging out, get the story there, and give your counterpoint to that story. That's really super important. I do that a lot. That's the first thing. Second thing is, in this market, the one thing I noticed over the weekend, what I've noticed over the last couple of weeks when I do open houses, people and buyers are out there as well as sellers going to open houses or researching online just to really see how smart you are. Because there was a couple people that I mentioned, like Robert sent out this link months ago. I saved it, never thought about it because it was like, nobody needs American Rent programs because well, guess what? Those are a big thing now. So I randomly thought of it, And I got to my own house and I said, well, let's just put in the address and see how many grant programs pop up for this house. And I did it, and there were 18 programs, albeit 4 of them were on money, but they're getting replenished this year. So those are things, those are talking points that are making you sound smarter. That if you are, if you do that, you say, look, you can use this one for closing costs, and you can get, do a Cal Apple loan, and you're really only putting 3.5% down on your property, and so get educated on those. The other thing I would recommend to the lenders in the room is you need to have some availability to real estate agents with like mortgage calculators or like the CalPAPA and stuff like that, because that's going to help agents convert clients faster. And I use that website because I've got about 6 listings coming up, just like me. But I use that as a motivator to my clients because they're freaked out about something for less, and they say, I did this on Monday. I got responses back from 5 to 6 people because they were like, "Oh my god, I had no idea." I'm like, "Not even do that." But so that's the other thing. Just kind of figure that out and get on that website.
So website.
Robert sent it out. It's on the California Association website. Just look up grant programs, and then there's another state grant program that if you're in an underserved community or your clients are underserved, then they can get money from the state. There's all this crap out there.
Well, the government has to do something. I mean, there's no easy fix for homelessness or the value of our properties. But what happens if somebody who is San Diego service industry city? It's tourist and service industry city. So can a normal service person afford to live here? So there has to be intervention, whether it's grant programs or whatever, to make it possible. And I've heard of a lot that are coming. I've also known, and maybe we should put this on the schedule too, Evie, the laws for ADUs have changed. They've changed a lot. I put an ADU on my property. I started in 2018, so 5 years ago. It took me 3 years to do. And when we first got it permitted, the rule was you could only have one. If you have a lot, you could add another accessory dwelling unit. I have friends that their neighbors got approval for a 9-unit complex as an ADU.
There's a lot more of that. I went to a property yesterday down on Bell Street in Logan, because I have a property a block away, and there's a little house. They bought the lot, and I mean, it's like cracker box little houses in this one block of Logan. And they crammed 5 townhouses on it. Bought it for $400 and something thousand. We're trying to sell it for $4 million. And they're just crammed into this one little lot.
They're probably not getting it at $4 million, but what a great return. So why would I bring it up? Number one, they've relaxed those rules because they know we have a housing crisis. Number two, if you want to make a care call, Mindy, how about you have a lot? You want to put an ADU on it? Walk your clients through that. Yeah, there's so many opportunities. How much value does that add to a property? Your neighbor's going to be pissed. But if your property, how many could you do in North Heights?
I have 2 properties in Greenland.
Right, but with the rezoning laws, you could probably add units to them. And I mean, it's crazy.
Good news is we're out of eggs, so your neighbors won't be able to egg you.
Well, we got toilet paper now.
Alicia has chickens. I have begged Gail for chickens. She won't let me get chickens. I might now be getting chickens. All right, it is 2:36. Thank you guys. Happy New Year.